Okay, now, item C, there were two requests to address the board. The first one deals with school uniforms.
That'd be me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joan Green. I attended school here as a child, and I've been back for 12 years with my children. I have 3 of them in the district. I guess my main concern is that our dress code policy really, to me, is kind of almost non-existent. It's pretty open as to, it's very clear what you can't wear as far as what we can't show, but nothing's very really clear on what's appropriate, I guess. It's kind of left up to the principals. The last 3 years, I have been in the high school building. My mother is the nurse in the district, and I go in and help her with one of her classes. And the thing that just keeps getting me is, I know through my industry that every 30 years, we cycle fashion back around. So when this policy was first brought in place, we may not have had this issue. But within the last probably 5 years, what's been known as hot pants have come in style, and they are shorts with an inseam of 1 inch or less. And unfortunately, that is what I, as a parent, person in the community, is starting to notice more and more and more. Excuse me. And it's showing up in our school. I also have 2 boys in the middle school. And I guess I just know from having prepubescent boys that too much skin is shown and we're not focusing on our education. They're focusing on the cute little girl sitting next to them. I don't know right now if necessarily we need to go uniforms, as just maybe revisit the dress code policy and see if there's some changes, maybe some different wording. To me, it doesn't seem really clearly defined. So maybe, I guess I'm here just kind of ask the board if we can start looking into that. We all have children, grandchildren, see high schoolers, teenagers running around the community. I think we know just how short the shorts have gotten to be, and I really don't think that school is the place for them. I think we have to hold ourselves and our students to a higher level of respect than that. So maybe at this point in time, it's a time just to kind of look and say, okay, we need to kind of define some of these. In orientation, we are told that you can wear tank tops. They just need to be 2-finger width straps on them to make sure your bra straps are covered. But in the handbook, it clearly states tank tops are prohibited. So from what a principal is saying in orientation also isn't clearly matching what's stated in the handbook. So maybe just kind of to look at those and see where we can kind of make sure that we're getting on board and then enforcing the policies that we put in place as far as, you know, what we will expect from our children and the levels of respect that we will hold them to. I think that when you're dressed better, you feel better, you participate better, and really, I think too much focus as our times are changing is almost put on, you're almost defined mainly by what you have. And so that's to me where I think a uniform would come in handy, kind of help to get rid of some of those. But I think if we could just kind of revisit the policy and look at it a little bit and maybe define it for some of us parents who are hearing one thing but reading another, and just make those lines clear as to this is what we expect and this is what we will allow and will not allow in our buildings. I've had a lot of feedback come back from the public for the last 2 years. This is something that's kind of gone, don't you touch this, do you? I think we do have a right to freedom of expression. For a lot of kids, I do know that is through clothing. My industry could be considered fashion industry. You express yourself through your hair and what you wear and accessories and other things, and I don't really want to take that away from somebody, but I think that we do need to have some clear guidelines as to what we will and will not allow in our buildings. And that's it.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. And
very well said.
We will take it into consideration.
Another thing too, I guess, is I was sitting around thinking of this also. We have, I think in our high school buildings, once you get up to be like the senior level, they do have leadership committees, I do believe. And I think that this is something that if you get the students involved in, some of these students who are more leaders, have them come up with some policies and present them If you get the kids involved in making some of the decisions, then maybe you won't get such a push with, this is what we don't want, because it's a board of their peers who have said, here's what we deem is appropriate in our building. So maybe see if we can get some committees, and I mean, if help is needed, surveys, parents, I'll be more than happy to help or oversee, sit somewhere, take surveys. I think it's time that we kind of revisit it due to the way that our fashion is changing. So,
Appreciate your concern. Thank you.